saying you and NBA YoungBoy's beef is done. Is that true?
What beef?
Oh, so there's no beef.
Beef who?
NBA YoungBoy?
Shut up, move up.
He feels you're poking the bear. You say he's. That's his problem. What's y'all issue? Are you calling around to the industry saying, yo, if y'all YoungBoy, we're done?
Which, that's what the whole situation about.
Yeah.
So it's not music, it's fun. It's not like no street fight or and where it be like, man, y'all squash this.
Y'all, the drama surrounding Lil Durk and NBA YoungBoy has hit a whole new level. And this time, it's not just about their music. Allegedly, their ongoing beef is causing major chaos inside the prison wall. Word on the street is that 10 inmates were after being forced to pick sides in the wildest power struggle we've seen behind bars. Insiders say that Durk and NBA YoungBoy are pulling strings from inside, and this is no ordinary prison rivalry. Now let's talk about Durk. He's locked up, but if these rumors are true, he's running things just like he does outside. Allegedly, Durk's got the whole place on lock, giving orders, making alliances, and even controlling what happens on the inside. Sources say that inmates are either with him or against him, and it's not a pretty sight for those on the other side. Some say that Durk's influence is so deep, he's got the entire prison buzzing like a well-oiled machine, and it's starting to get dangerous. But hold up, because it doesn't stop there. Over on the other side, we've got NBA YoungBoy, who's also serving time. Now, if you didn't know, YoungBoy's been locked up for his involvement in fake prescription drug trafficking, and it's been causing its own set of issues. But here's where it gets really interesting. Sources are claiming that his camp is also holding their ground in the prison world, challenging Durk's dominance. With both rappers allegedly pulling the strings from opposite sides, things are heating up like a full-on war inside. And it's not just about who's got the best squad, it's about control.
Dev, like how has that infected you or impacted you as a man, as a father, and someone very impactful in the industry?
I can't show fake love, I don't know him, but God bless his family, I guess.
Thank you.
Rumor has it that the are linked directly to inmates following the rapper's orders. They're picking sides, trying to get in with either Durk or YoungBoy's crew, and the tension is so thick you can almost feel it. To get a better understanding of how we got here in the first place, let's take a deeper dive into the Lil Durk and NBA YoungBoy feud, because it's not just about what's happening in prison, it's about years of beef that led us to this boiling point. The early days, a bond that didn't last. Believe it or not, things between Lil Durk and NBA YoungBoy weren't always beef. In fact, these two were cool at one point. Back in 2017, both of them were members of their own rap crews but had a mutual respect for one another. They even dropped music together and, dare I say, looked like they could be working on something big. In 2018, Durk even went on a podcast and praised YoungBoy for his hustle and skills. They even hopped on Instagram Live together, talking like brothers.
So let's back up, because I know you and Durk was cool. Obviously, he was on your album, and y'all was cool, and you was cool with Von.
That's not all. In 2018, Durk was all about shouting out YoungBoy. But, as we all know, the game changes quickly and things took a turn. So, what happened? Enter King Von, catalyst for their beef. Fast forward to 2019, things started shifting when King Von, Durk's OTF member and close friend, came into the picture. King Von was known for his no-nonsense persona, and let's just say, he wasn't about to let anyone slide with talk that didn't sit right with him.
I had a relationship with the big bro. Not want to say his name. Not, you feel me? You know what I'm talking about, the dude that was on my album.
In March 2019, Von took to Instagram and threw some serious shade at NBA YoungBoy, calling him out and alleging that YoungBoy wasn't as gangster as he made himself out to be in his tracks. It was the first public shot. Boy, was it a heavy one. But here's the kicker. Only a month later, Von backpedaled, calling YoungBoy a B on Instagram Live, saying it was all just jokes and that YoungBoy was like his brother. Now, we're seeing some back and forth, but here's the real turning point. The women. Yup, it's never just about the music, is it? Love triangle drama and the shots get fired. But wait, there's more. YoungBoy didn't stop there. He announced that he was working with Von's ex, Asian Doll. When YoungBoy dropped a snippet of the track with Asian Doll, Von wasn't having it. Now you can see the gloves were off and both sides were going full throttle. But the real nail in the coffin came when YoungBoy dropped the track, Trolls. This one was a game changer. He didn't drop any names, but the fans knew what it was about.
I done had the most handsomest boyfriend. Von looked better than every rapper. I had that. Look what I dealt with. Come on now. Use your head. I'm not going back down that road.
In the track, YoungBoy rapped, "Tell that boy I'ma see him. Tell them I say don't come fish around this lake, and that's real. 7 in my hometown. Tell them because I did that." Fans immediately speculated that the song was aimed at Von, even though it wasn't officially confirmed. But at this point, everyone was reading between the lines. Social media goes wild and the crews get involved. After the track dropped, things got heated on social media. Von and YoungBoy started taking shots at each other, and that's when the crews got involved. One of YoungBoy's closest affiliates, Quando Rondo, started sending shots at Von and his homie, Lil Reese. The back and forth went from words to threats, and the tension was palpable. Now it wasn't just words anymore. Quando Rondo's homie, Little Tim, jumped in on Twitter, telling Chicago's finest, "Shot rack better chill on my Quando." That was a clear shot at Von and his OTF crew, and the beef was escalating fast. And just when you thought things couldn't get worse, someone tweeted to Lil Reese, "All you need is a GG YoungBoy feature for this to blow. Spin that check." We all know what that means. Things were about to take a very personal turn. The fatal night. King Von. But to make things even more intense, the situation took a tragic turn. In November 2020, King Von was tragically outside of an Atlanta nightclub. But hold up, here's where it gets spicy. Von was at an after party promoting his album when he ran into Quando Rondo, an associate of NBA YoungBoy. Allegedly, things popped off when the two groups clashed, leading to Von.
I don't want nobody to think I'm chasing clout, bringing their name up and stuff, but at the end of the day, man, I'm like, it ain't about no clout. Like, I got, man, like when people be saying, like, people chasing clout and stuff.
Now remember, this was all over the beef with NBA YoungBoy. So it wasn't just rap lyrics or Instagram posts at this point. It was real, and it cost Von his life. Naturally, Durk was devastated, and the beef with NBA YoungBoy turned into a personal vendetta. Fallout, Durk's war with NBA YoungBoy. Durk, understandably, was beyond angry. His close friend, his brother, was gone, and he wasn't about to let that slide. But instead of letting the situation cool off, Durk came out guns blazing, taking aim at NBA YoungBoy in songs and interviews. The beef grew, and the kept coming. It was clear, this wasn't just music anymore. This was a war, and it was getting nastier by the day.
YoungBoy talking about on this song, bro.
What?
He talking crazy on this one.
Oh, yeah?
He ain't even like that.
Oh!
On his ass now.
On his
All that cap. You got cap in your raps.
But here's the twist. While all this was going on in the streets, it wasn't just Durk and YoungBoy who were facing off. Both were now locked up, continuing their battle in the most unexpected of places, behind bars. 50 Cent weighed in on the Durk and YoungBoy beef. Now, you know 50 Cent has to chime in on this. He never misses a chance to speak his mind. Recently, Fifth appeared on $1 million worth of Game with Gilly and Wallow, and when it came to the Durk and YoungBoy beef, he didn't hold back. So, what's his take? Well, according to 50 Cent, Durk is actually in a better position to win this battle, and it's all about timing. See, with NBA YoungBoy locked up, 50 argues that he's stuck in a major way. He can't collaborate with other artists, can't drop new projects like he used to, and that's a big problem. Meanwhile, Durk is out here, connecting with artists, making new records, and building his empire. He's got his feet planted firmly in the game, while YoungBoy's locked in a cell, watching it all happen.
When you see, like, NBA YoungBoy and Lil Durk, and they got extreme going on, right? But when it happens, NBA YoungBoy will be away. So Durk has an extreme advantage.
But that's not all. 50 Cent also points out something crucial. When artists are locked up for a long time, their presence in the public eye tends to fade. Sure, people will still remember YoungBoy's hits, but without that constant presence in the industry, he could risk losing touch with his fan base. On the other hand, Durk's been steadily climbing, gaining more traction, and making moves.
So you do something later and you go, oh, we ain't on game time, like that's not what we're doing. But you still gotta be conscious of the street, because the street, you could just be oblivious to it in the streets. I'll catch up with you and eat you like breakfast, man. Like, it is what it is.
Now, I don't know about you, but this is a bold prediction. Is 50 right? Will YoungBoy fade while Durk keeps shining? Time will tell. But for now, the streets seem to be betting on Durk to take the crown. The weight of loss, a central theme in their music. But here's the thing. Behind all the beef, the jail stints, and the disses, both Lil Durk and NBA YoungBoy have been carrying a heavy burden. Both artists have faced immense loss since stepping into the spotlight, and that pain is something they've never really been able to escape. For Durk, it's been a never-ending cycle of heartbreak. He's lost his manager, OTF Chino, his cousin, OTF Nunu, his right-hand man, King Von, and most recently, his brother, D-Thon. That's a lot for anyone to handle. Each loss has been like a weight on his shoulders, and you can feel that grief in his music. He's been open about how these have shaped him, how they fuel his anger and his desire for revenge. On the flip side, NBA YoungBoy hasn't been immune to pain either. He's also lost several members of his Never Broke Again crew, not to mention his incarcerated loved ones. The pain of losing people close to you, especially in this world they're living in, it takes a toll. And while fans might call it gang or just drama between two stars, the reality is far darker. What people don't always see is that these are ongoing cycles of grief. These men lose their loved ones, and the only way they know how to cope is by inflicting that pain on their enemies. It's a vicious cycle, one where the pain of never really fades. The dark side of fame, a struggle beyond the spotlight. Even with all the success and the feverish fan bases, it's clear that fame hasn't brought happiness to either of these men. In fact, if you pay close attention, you'll notice that both Lil Durk and NBA YoungBoy rarely seem genuinely happy, despite the success and money.
Man, look at I spoke about, look at I put in these people's ears. Man, I feel very wrong about a lot of things. How many lives I actually am.
Take NBA YoungBoy, for example. This guy is huge. He's got one of the most dedicated fan bases in the game, yet when you see him in interviews, there's a noticeable sadness. Remember his December 2021 interview with DJ Academics? He looked completely glum, and it seemed like the last thing he wanted to do was talk. It was like the fame and spotlight had become a burden, not a blessing.
His reasoning is this. He believed that I was working with Durk to get promo for Durk's album, and I was using him. I think that's what his reason is. I'm gonna tell you why. So I'm on live stream one day, and every day I'm on live stream, because I cover these guys so much, people just want to update on their never-ending beef.
And if you need more proof that YoungBoy isn't caught up in the flashy side of things, listen to what his frequent collaborator, producer, rapper Dubba AA said in an interview on Math Hoffa's My Expert Opinion show. Dubba AA shared a chilling story about YoungBoy giving him an NBA chain, something many would take as a status symbol. But here's the twist. YoungBoy told him, "This chain comes with me." That's right. He wasn't talking about the glam or the glitz. He was talking about the tied to it. The chain was a target, a symbol of everything that comes with their lifestyle. Instead of basking in the luxury, YoungBoy was hyper aware of the danger that comes with it. Now, Durk's no stranger to this kind of mindset either. He's been just as vocal about the darker side of his success. Just recently, Durk tweeted, "I took $1 million cash around my block with $1 billion. Instead of celebrating his fortune, he chose to highlight the that comes with it. And let's be real, he was likely just selling an image for his fans to eat up, but it still paints a picture of a life that's defined by danger, not peace. So, what do you think about all this? Is Lil Durk really running things behind bars, or are these rumors just adding fuel to the fire? And what about NBA YoungBoy? Can his influence hold strong while he's locked up, or is he at risk of losing his grip on the game? Finally, with so much violence tied to their beef, will there ever be an end to this cycle, or are we just seeing the beginning of a bigger storm? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I want to hear what you think, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more updates, and ring the notification bell so you never miss the latest developments. And if you're ready for even more drama, check out the next video where we break down exactly what went down between Quando Rondo and King Von, and how it started the chain of events that led to Lil Durk's current situation. You don't want to miss it.
That's somebody you're a huge fan of right now?
YoungBoy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with him.
He got that soul, that passion in his voice, huh?
Fuck with him. Like 100%. Like,
So we all know that right now, O-Block and 4KT got some serious beef. We also know that Durk and YoungBoy are the ringleaders in this situation. The beef has been heating up for a long time now. People are actually speaking on it out in the open. Hopefully it stops at the most recent social media posts, because there could for real be lives on the line at this point. Most of the beef centers around the death of King Von, and the web of gang affiliations that led to that to be an issue. While before it was just a beef pretty much directly between Durk and Quando Rondo, it's snowballed into a huge situation where a lot of rappers in the industry feel like they have to pick sides if they don't want to look like they aren't actually about what they're claiming. To really talk about how we got to where we are now, we have to start at the beginning, and you might be shocked to learn that originally, everybody was cool. Stuff happened between these people that you would have never saw coming in a million years. We're talking Durk calling YoungBoy one of his top 5 rappers, Von chilling with Quando Rondo, talking mess on the ops from 63rd Street in Chicago, you name it. So what soured the bond all of these rappers shared? For the longest time, things were cool. Back in 2017, NBA YoungBoy hopped on a track by Lil Durk called My Side, and people were about it. It seemed like it could be the beginning of a pretty good working relationship between the two of them. At the same time, NBA YoungBoy was getting close with Quando Rondo from Atlanta, even going so far as to sign Quando to his label. It seemed like there was a whole new clique starting to form in the industry. A little bit later in 2019, just a year before King Von's death, Von uploaded a video hanging out with Quando in his Instagram story. In the video, they're talking a whole bunch of mess on Tuka Gang.
I'm saying though, they got 63rd niggas, some dirty ass niggas, man.
Von constantly made reference to smoking on Tuka Pack in his songs. Now, if someone rides with you enough to diss the ops, that's gotta be a close homie, right? King Von thought so too until he ended up at a nightclub in Atlanta, attacking Rondo on the night of his death. About 6 months before King Von's death, in the summer of 2020, Lil Reese got himself into some beef with Quando Rondo. There are a few reasons he could have been upset with Quando, but no one knows exactly why. It could have been just a flex for the sake of flexing, since they put albums out around the same time, and their sales numbers were competing. Maybe Lamron, Reese's squad, had beef with Quando's crew. Regardless of the cause, Lil Reese tweeted out the following: "I ain't gonna lie when I catch at Quando Rondo again. I wanna see what all that tough shit about. Beat the out of that little boy. He too little." The tweet's been deleted, but Quando's response on Instagram is still up. He said,
"Man, that nigga ain't gonna do nothing to me."
This is where things get a little hazy on detail, because no one really knows what drove King Von to attack Quando on that fateful night in Atlanta. A lot of the homies who were with him said that Von wasn't acting like himself that night. Maybe that could have something to do with the fact that now he had some kind of secret problem with Quando, but we might never know. And unfortunately, Von isn't here to explain his motivation. Von came to Quando swinging, and to protect his big homie, Lil Tim came out popping off shots. Lil Tim ended up getting shot but survived despite the injury. King Von wasn't so lucky. When the news broke, no one really knew how to feel about what happened. It seemed like everyone just sided with their favorite rapper, and for most people, that ended up being Von. Since public opinion is so stacked against Quando, he put out a song to address the issue. End of story, with lyrics like, "Hey, if the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't have said he wrong." It also goes on to talk about the whole thing was self-defense, going on about how Von shouldn't have put his hands on him anyway. Reactions to King Von's death were strong, especially on Twitter. People were down bad, knowing that one of their favorite rappers had just passed away in a shooting that was more or less completely avoidable. One fan said, "King Von death is just really disappointing." Another fan said, "Same people that were making fun of Duck when he died, but now it's respect the dead when King Von passed." People in here pick and choose who they want to respect. To make the situation worse, Quando and his crew were on full disrespect mode after Lil Tim got released. His actual trial hasn't happened yet, but Quando and the crew paid his bail. Ever since then, they've basically doubled down on the whole self-defense thing. While there hasn't been too much in the way of disses, it's not like they've apologized or said that everything was a misunderstanding. This is where everything starts with Durk. While he might have been cool with YoungBoy and Rondo back in the past, there's absolutely no way he's about to cut them any slack for this whole thing. Lil Durk was pretty silent about the situation for a long time, but recently it started to reach a boiling point. He did make an Instagram post in memorial to Von saying, "My twin gone. I love you, baby bro, D-Roy." Tons of people are expecting there to be some serious retaliation from O-Block, but that didn't really happen. That is until NBA YoungBoy threw some fuel on the fire. Since YoungBoy and Quando are so tight-knit, YoungBoy had to make how he feels known. To do that, he released a couple tracks attacking Von and Durk directly. The songs Bring the Hook and Know Like I Know are absolutely savage. On Bring the Hook, YoungBoy raps about smoking on O-Block Pack, implying that he's trying to start a war with the whole hood. In response, some people from O-Block posted a video burning a bunch of green flags, which are symbolic of YoungBoy's crew. Of course, O-Block wasn't about to let that diss fly, but it doesn't really seem like YoungBoy took it all that seriously. He went right back to the studio to release another diss track. Durk also wasn't about to keep quiet about the song, so he took to Instagram to post a video of himself posing with some big stacks of money and a huge portrait of his fallen brother, King Von. After posting that video, he posted a picture of himself with the money and the portrait, but this time, he wrote the caption that said, "Don't claim it if you ain't do it. You still a bitch." On No Like I Know, YoungBoy says, I know who got Instagram and Twitter still ain't trying to master how to play with you, and you know I play for keeps. No, I'll clap you. I don't give a just like your friend, you'll bite the dust. That's a direct shot at Durk, basically telling him that he's out for blood. While Durk hasn't released a diss track in retaliation at YoungBoy just yet, there was a little bit of Instagram beef that popped off, and this one might just be the scariest turn in the beef yet. On 20th of January, NBA YoungBoy posted a picture to his Instagram. It featured him lying down next to some money on the ground, spelling out the phrase, "You gon' die." To follow it up, he posted a pic in the same format, this time spelling, "Stay safe." While this could be a major threat aimed at people like Lil Reese and Lil Durk, it could also just be a promo for his mixtape that dropped the day after, Colors. That being said, even if it's just a promo, he still features Quando Rondo on the mixtape, so it's not looking good. Finally, Durk decided to break his silence on the issue. Of course, his first post was probably a response to YoungBoy, but for real, nobody could be sure. This time, Durk lets YoungBoy know what's up. He posted a pic on the 22nd of January in the same format YoungBoy was using. In the pic, he posted up at the bottom of some stairs that have money on them. The money spells out plain and simple, "Hurry y'all ass up." It was kind of a mic drop moment for real. This is the peak of the beef so far, unless someone really does something. See, basically what Durk is saying is, alright, let's see if you're about to do something. Come find me. To be fair, YoungBoy's been talking a whole lot for someone on house arrest. Durk is probably just tired of the whole thing. He's just telling YoungBoy to swing first. Now the comments on this post are pretty much a mix of fans saying it's about time, and haters talking about how Durk never actually did anything to retaliate for Vaughn. One comment reads, I heard you ain't never slid on shit, so stop the Instagram shit. A lot of other comments are accusing Durk of being one of YB's sons, saying he's trying to be like them, spelling out threats with money, but the whole thing is that he's doing it to respond directly. It's not like he's out here trying to bite YB's flow or anything. Is Durk ready for the smoke, or should he have held back? Is YoungBoy for real about to do anything, or is he just trying to get some clout on the new release? Let us know what you think down below in the comments. Oh, and if you were digging this video, you should really check out this one next.